This recording may be a little different than the other living words, but I want to do a few things that reveal more in depth how this letter thing works. Not just simply breaking down words, but showing you how they specifically matter when letters are placed a certain way. So I'm going to start this off with something popular that many people may know. Aesop, as in Aesop's fables. Now let's just say Æsop. It's got the A and the E connected. When you have the A and the E connected, it's basically saying that it's actively based, conceived, and acting through dia, the expression of. And it usually has to do with something that is actively expressing together. It's right now. So with the words like things that have to do with being in the air, like aerial, stuff like that, they have AE because the base concept and dia is coming through the active expression. The word vowel is the vital, ongoing plural because it's feminine. The divine feminine in our alphabet is the vowels because when you vow to something, you say you're going to do it and you're going to carry forward with it. So it's a vital, ongoing plural expressed as it lie. So it comes to it and it vitally expresses plural. Vitally ongoing plural expressed active base or ling, vowel. Now, Æsop, it's the active expression of subjects ongoing in place. Now, think of Aesop's fables. Æsop is somebody who took trees and animals and bugs and just different characters and made moral stories out of them because it's the active expression subjecting ongoing potential or subjecting ongoing in place. So he used items to talk about the potential, to talk about morals. The active expression subjecting ongoing potential. OP is something you look at. AE is the active expression of subjects that you look at. And they also actively express subjects' ongoing potential. See what I'm saying? So Æsop. Now the word fable. When you think of so many words have fable or F-A-B or F-E-B, F-I-B. This is where the letters actually have so much meaning. I mean, they do in every instance, but just look at how the word fib means familiar, identified, base. It's like a little tiny thing to the person who did it because it's familiarly identified to the base. So when someone thinks you're fibbing, it doesn't mean you are for sure. They just don't know. It's familiar to your identified base. So a lot of times it means that you only made it up because it's a fib. Now when we say fable, it's a familiar form or force, active, base, ling, or as it lie, in the 3D or the active base, expressing. So it's a form, active, base, as it lie, expressing. So a fable is a story about form, active, base, as it lie, expressing. Fable. Now when we say the word fabulous, F-A-B-U-L-O-U-S, we're saying it's something you should tell a story about. It's so fabulous, we should talk about this to other people. Form or familiar, active, base, underlying, as it lie, ongoing, underlying subject. So it's saying we should talk about this. We should oust this fable. Oust means ongoing, underlying subject, plus. When you oust something, so when you say fabulous, O-U-S, without the T, you're just saying we should talk about this subject. This is a story or a fable worth talking about. That's what fabulous means. So this is worth talking about. That's why we say fabulous. Now, let's say the word fabric. F-A-B-R-I-C. It's the form or familiar, active base, reference, identified concept. We make stuff out of a fabric because it's the form, active base, referencing, identified concept. See? Fabric. Now, since we have the word fable, I want to go into some words that show you that AB does not necessarily mean without. It depends on the letter following the B. Now, when we say the word fable, it's got an F in front of it. So it's the familiar active base, okay? And then it's ling express. So it has nothing to do with not being or not being familiar. It's something that is actually familiar. It's something that a fable is telling you how to compare to something with a moral story. So it's the opposite of that. So when we say the next word, we go into words like abnormal with AB in the front. See, it's an A and then a B, and the N, if it's capital, it's two lines with a slash in it, so it's contained between those two lines, so it's cut off from the B. If it's lowercase n, it's that indicating symbol of what's here now happening. So AB comes before that symbol, it separates it. So it's saying ab normal. So it's like the active base is separated from normal because of the shape of the N. Now, if we say able, we can say active base as it lie expressing. I'm able to do that. It doesn't mean you've done it yet, because LE is to ling or as it lie and then express it, LE. But if you say I'm able to, it's saying this active base as it lie expressed. I can do that. Able. See how it has nothing to do with not doing it. So it has something to do with what word or what letter is following the B. When we say abhor, A-B-H-O-R, another word for hatred or to put some kind of negative feeling into. It's like, I abhor that. You would say active base, and then the here separates from the B, here ongoing reference. It means you don't want to have anything to do with that here ongoing reference. Abhor, because the H separates it. See how now when we say absorb, it's a AB, the S is open to the B, and it's something that you're going to actively base this subject ongoing as the reference to the base. So that B is now pulling it in because of the shape of the S. See how these are actually living words. And this doesn't just apply to words and items. It applies to people. That's why I'm trying to explain this and teach this stuff, because it's much more important than people would think, just because it's some guy who sits in a hut or goes out in the woods all the time and spends his time with nature because he truly feels spirit. Like, I wouldn't be spending my time with people who are interested in looking at their phones when I'm truly in tune with spirit. I'm trying to help them, and the only way I can seem to try to help them is through these phones, but they're not looking at things that matter. They're looking at all these things that fascinate them. Woohoo! Okay? And I'm not mad at them for it. It's just, this is the truth. And I'm sorry that it's not all super fun, but it's quite amusing and amazing if you really see it. And we all start coming together, life will truly be fun and amazing. So, the next word, arrow. How I started saying A-E-R-O. Just say A-E-R-O by itself. It's the active expressing, reference ongoing. And since it's an A and an E, those two vowels, it's just happening as a vital ongoing plural expressing ling or as it lie. So it's happening in the air, A-E-R-O. So when we say hero, now we change the A into an H. This here thing, or what's held between this bar with this line is an H shape. Here, expressed, reference, ongoing. So what is expressed as a reference ongoing in this place, this person's coming here to make sure it's okay. Here, expressed, reference, ongoing. You're going to save the day and make everything the way it's supposed to be. Here, ongoing. Hero. You're the hero. Now, another word, just to finish this video off, I'm going to make it a very short one. Zero. Now, it's not an A like arrow. It's not an H like hero. It's a Z from top to bottom. You start with a Z. Now, from top to bottom, what? The letter Z is 26th number. So you would say base familiar or base form or base force. So it means from top to bottom, back to base. So from that, top to bottom, nothing. When you start with a Z, it's from top to bottom, nothing's happened yet. So you're expressing that reference ongoing. From top to bottom, nothing there. Expressed reference ongoing. Zero. See? So when you start understanding this in the words that I'm breaking down, you will start seeing them in the world. And what that really ends up helping you do is understanding where we're lying to ourselves and we're allowing people to manipulate us. And if you can't see that, all you've got to do is ask me and I will tell you the straight out answers about what is going on now. The past is not going to help us. It'll just piss us off. So what we have to do is look at what's going on now and deal with those people now. That is the issue at hand, and that is the way we fix it. So that's it for this video. Until next time, peace and God bless.